Welcome.
Welcome.
This
to
is
the
like our
internet.
third time saying welcome before we decided to record. Welcome, creeps. All right, this week we are doing haunted bars across America. Some of these are mine are very short and sweet. I think Alan found a couple that are just a little longer.
They'll be longer than yours, but they're still shorter.
Okay.
This week is all for any listener with shorter attention spans.
There you go.
Or a shorter attention. I can't talk. Listeners with shorter attention spans.
I'm going to start off. All of mine, just so everyone is aware, is from Pravi.com. It was an article called The Most Haunted Bars in America. So hopefully one of you is near one of these bars and you should check it out and let us know if you experience anything. So the first one I'm going to go over is Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It says, having appeared on the Netflix show Dark Tourist, the hauntings at Shaker's Cigar Bar are no longer a well-kept secret. Employees have reported spinning doorknobs, objects flying off the shelves, and even house pianos playing themselves. Although it all sounds very marketing-driven at first glance, research revealed that Shaker's was built over a former cemetery. When the bar was constructed, families without enough money or interest to rebury their loved ones simply left the bodies there. Oh, wow. It's a little gruesome. All right. So that's Milwaukee. The next one is Max's Tap House in Baltimore, Maryland.
Maryland. Is how you say it.
Is that not how you pronounce
I don't know.
it?
I say Maryland.
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 I don't know.
Maryland. Maryland. Everyone's like, stop.
Maryland.
I obviously don't live there. At various points throughout its history, the building that now holds Max's Tap House has served as a brothel, a slaughterhouse, and a boarding house. Perhaps with this storied past, it's no surprise that Max's Tap House is the kicking off point for the local Fells Point Haunted Pub Tour. In what may be the funniest ghost on our list, patrons have reported seeing headless chickens in the basement late at night. Apparitions of a scantily clad woman have been reported on the second floor, perhaps the result of a night at the brothel gone way, way south. Today, though, Max's is known more for its eclectic and enjoyable beer selection than its headless chicken ghosts. I would love to go see some headless chicken ghosts running around a basement.
Picture a slaughterhouse. Like, they've got to have tons of... Like, if you can have ghosts of a chicken there, think of the ghosts of headless chickens at, like, a slaughterhouse that's still in operation.
Yeah.
They killed tons of them. Are you ready for one of mine?
Yes, please.
All right, so same theme. Mine are from Reddit, though. All right, so the first one is from someone whose name's Autriels, and it's from 3 months ago. My venue used to be a boiler that provided hot water to the city in the early 1900s. It's one of the oldest buildings in the city, and several people have died there over its lifetime. I can't tell you how many times I've heard voices, footsteps, and noises that sound very human. 2 stories stick out to me, though. One, my manager called me and told me there were people in our VIP room downstairs. Downstairs was closed, so I went to kick them out. I go to the room, and it's completely empty. I call my manager, and he says, "What do you mean it's empty? I'm looking at the cameras, and I see you and the dude on the couch." I'm freaking out at this point because I'm staring at the empty couch while hearing this.
Ooh, that's creepy.
Mm-hmm. The second, for some reason, the ghost didn't like a bartender we had. She did something to make them mad. One night, I hear her screaming in the men's bathroom as she was cleaning after clothes when everyone was kicked out. I run in there, and she's crying and said something scratched her. She lifts up the back of her shirt, and there were 3 distinct claw marks on her lower back. She actually put in her 2 weeks that night.
I wouldn't return.
Well, maybe she didn't.
Oh, yeah, I guess some people some people put in their 2 weeks, but then they're like, see ya.
Yeah, so, I mean, isn't that usually when it's something bad, too? Like, if it scratches? Because they're usually not scratching just to, like, get your attention.
Unless they're, like, looking for help. But, yeah, I think that's usually bad.
I don't know. If anyone knows, let us know, because I would like to know that. I don't want to experience it, but if I ever do, maybe I'm like, hey, something needs help. Not that I can offer it, but maybe I could find someone I could.
Yeah. All right. My next one is, I don't know if they say T-A-O or Teo, because it's all capitalized, so I'm assuming T-A-O, in Chicago, Illinois. It says, aside from being an entrant on our honorable list, Teo currently looks the part. It's Romanesque architecture creates a dramatic castle-like appearance to passers-by. Supposedly, the establishment has more than a couple of ghosts on premises. One former employee states that there is a section of the wall that he often puts up posters for decoration before the bar is open, only to have them appear upside down minutes later. In another instance, a red balloon was often found in the building, despite no one knowing where it came from. So what happened? The original building on the plot of land burned down years ago, killing several people, their spirits said to remain to this day. So they're not really spooky stories, they're just odd occurrences.
It's still kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Like the flipping upside down posters and stuff.
We should make our theme for next week scary places in Chicago. And then when we go to Chicago, we should visit these places in May.
See, I thought you were going to say we should make next week's theme be spooky posters.
That one's going to be really hard to find. All right, and my next one was the Pirate's House in Savannah, Georgia. On the east side of Savannah sits one of the nation's most haunted buildings. Hundreds of years ago, the Pirate's House was a gathering place for sailors and unsavory characters. It was a dangerous place where many dared not enter due to its raucous, unsavory reputation. Undoubtedly, this old pirate hideout was the scene of quite a few murders over the years. In addition, it was said that many men walked into the building and woke up on ships hundreds of miles offshore. Staff members have reported the sounds of boots on wooden floors. Even spookier, some have claimed to see sailors roaming around the building before opening. Georgia natives, check it out this Halloween. Maybe have a rum with the local spirits. So, still not like super spooky, but it's still cool.
All right, so this one is from Bear Azure 85. It's also on Reddit. They worked at the Wells Club in Chechen, Utah. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. All right. Has a lot of stories. I worked there for 8 months, and I seen a lot of shadows moving in and out of the kitchen, behind the bar, around the whole place. There's been full-body apparitions, including a blonde woman that's seen. The original owner also apparently murdered his wife, and that's who we think the blonde woman is. There's an older gent that appears to play pool, and we've heard pool tables being played, especially after hours. We have one ghost, named Toodles, that the original owner named. He's a trickster. He pushed off an ashtray, when it was still allowed inside, in front of the current bar owner and patrons. I couldn't finish a shift alone, and if I had to, I called my wife or put in headphones. With the headphones, though, I feel like I wouldn't like that.
I'd feel more creeped out, because then I can't hear what's going on around me, so if something's trying to sneak up behind me.
It's like if I wear a hood. I don't like to wear a hood because I don't have peripheral vision then. I feel like, I wouldn't do that there either. They write, if you're ever in the area, I imagine you're probably here to see Skinwalker Ranch, which gets me interested. I want to see what Skinwalker Ranch is. Or try to get to Blind Frog Ranch. There's plenty of small town bars to dip into as well. And I'll bet they also have interesting ghost spooky stories, not just Wells Club. So I think we need to go to Utah and look at stuff there too.
That'd be fun. What else is in Utah?
I don't know, a lot of stuff.
Where's Lake Tahoe?
Isn't that California?
Oh.
I think so.
I don't know.
Lake Tahoe. Oh, it is in California, and part of it is in Nevada.
I was not close, Dan.
You're only one state away.
Oh, okay. I was so close.
I guess they have Salt Lake City, and they have, like, whatever Salt Lake, like, the, which I think would be cool to see, too. But Utah has a lot of stuff that I really want to see.
Add it to our list.
Also, I really want to see what's at Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, we'll have to cover that next time. All right, my last two. This one is Buffalo Rose Saloon in Golden, Colorado. The Buffalo Rose was once a residential building dating back to the 1920s. At one point, the home had a swimming pool in the basement with a wealthy family occupying the building. When the family's youngest daughter drowned in the pool, though they quickly filled it in. Supposedly, her spirit is now trapped in the establishment. Employees claim to regularly hear footsteps going up and down the steps. The bar's overnight cleaner claims sometimes he can hardly spend time in the basement at all, saying that where they have the swimming pool, that place is very bad. The owner was initially skeptical, but after several sightings, he claims to have accepted the ghostly girl as part of his life now, for better or for worse. No, thank you. That would creep the hell out of me.
Especially with pools and stuff.
I don't think I could ever be a night worker at any establishment. I don't even know if I could do a hotel. Like, I feel like a hotel is safe, but once that door closes, I've seen enough creepy stuff on hotels.
And I have a good enough imagination where, I don't know why the pool creeps me out. Like, no matter what a pool will always scare me
Yeah.
because of my imagination. Plus, probably watching Are You Afraid of the Dark as a kid, there's one where there's like a pool monster, and I think it's drowning people.
The one I remember the most is the sponge.
I don't remember that. I remember where they're on a pinball machine.
I feel like he was on over the past couple of years, and I just watched it because it was really ridiculous, but I just remember it. All right, Billy's Bar and Grill, Anoka, Minnesota. The building that now contains Billy's Bar and Grill has worn many hats over the years. Most notably, it was a favorite hangout for mobsters and gangsters during Prohibition. Heaven only knows what murders happened during that time, but it was later occupied by Mary Helen Cutter DeLong in the 1960s. DeLong poured her heart, soul, and livelihood into the restaurant, but it eventually failed. Today, Billy's occupies the space, and it is said to be quite the haunted establishment. People have reported a white lady walking through the dining room with seemingly no purpose. I wonder if they mean like a white dress.
Maybe.
But maybe
It's interesting wording.
It is. Ghastly patrons appear and then disappear when looked at again. In one instance, the closing manager locked up on a Saturday night and was the last person to leave. When she opened the next morning, the tables were all set despite no employees having yet arrived. Perhaps DeLong put so much into the restaurant, she simply never let go. I mean, that's a nice ghost. I'd really appreciate somebody making all the tables. I feel like I would be able to convince myself, especially if it's the morning, being like, oh, someone just came in early and was very helpful. So I'm going to read the last one, too. Okay. I thought there was only 6, but there were 7. Captain Tony's Saloon, Key West, Florida. Maybe the most bone-chilling of all our entrants, Captain Tony's was originally built as a morgue in the mid-1800s. In 1865, a hurricane hit the area, and bodies were sprawled across the entire block as a result. Several bodies were never recovered. As creepy as that sounds, the building's haunted history goes back much further. In the late 1600s, the property was the home, and still is, of the infamous hanging tree. 16 pirates were hanged from that tree, along with a woman who had murdered her husband and children. I feel like I've heard of this. Is this, this sounds like something from Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't think it is.
I haven't heard of it.
Today, she's known as the Lady in Blue, regularly seen wandering the bar in her blue blood-stained dress. The ladies' restroom is one of the most common places of hauntings at Captain Tony's, with patrons reporting violently slamming and locking stall doors. Perhaps the lady in blue simply wants a little privacy. So avoid the bathroom.
I won't go to the ladies' bathroom.
No, the hanging tree. No, it just sounded familiar. I don't know why.
The Conjuring? Does that have a tree where someone?
I mean, I guess a lot of scary movies have that going on in them. I was trying to think of any like scary establishments we have near us, and we have a bar. Well, I know we've mentioned it before, but I know we've deleted some episodes. We have the bar Bootleggers, and it is said to be known as one of Al Capone's hideouts because they have a secret passage underneath it. And I've heard that some employees have reported seeing weird things. So I've heard it's haunted.
I really wish they would give tours of that place. I know you can eat there, but I want to see the spooky parts.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good pickup line? For like one ghost to another ghost? I want to see your spooky parts.
Oh my god. No, that's disgusting. All right. I'm so sorry. I know this was a very short episode, everyone, but I hope you enjoyed some of our spooky bar stories. I know they weren't super, super spooky. Next week we'll make up for it and have some more spooky stories for you guys that scare you more. These ones didn't scare me, but they made me want to go to these establishments. This was more of the travel portion. Like, these made me want to go to those places and witness it. Also, we wanted to let you guys know that it's probably going to be around the end of the month. We're going to take our stuff off of Buzzsprout, which actually transfers everything to like Spotify, Apple, all of your listening platforms. We're having way more success on YouTube. We post everything we posted on here, we post on YouTube. So we would really appreciate that you guys follow us along and just transfer on over to listening on YouTube. Like I said, we'll be on here until the end of March, I believe. But then we're going to cut ties with Spotify and all of them and just specifically use YouTube. We just like it a little better, user-friendly, and our followers tend to be there for the most part. So,
and it's easy to comment, too.
Yeah.
We've had a couple comments on there that they're super easy to read, and they're right there.
Yeah, and you can't really do that on all of the listening platforms, I know. So hopefully we really appreciate your support and hope you guys can follow us on to that. And if you have any stories of your own, please write them into creepytravelspodcast@gmail.com. And we'll talk to y'all next week.